Auzubillahi minash shaitanir rajeem. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Uh, we will start this session formally, and I welcome to all our distinguished doctors on the platform of Beats Books Educational Activity Transition Series. Our today's session is acne and post-acne scar treatment, and it is great honor for us that Dr. Irfan shares with us, consultant dermatologist. He is the professor and chairman of Chanka Medical College. So he's with us. I request all of you that if you want to ask any question, please write on chat box so that Dr. Irfan will answer you at the end of the session. So I would like to invite Dr. Irfan to for presentation and share his valuable experience. Dr. Irfan, please uh, share your presentation.
So acne is the very common dermatosis and the common after the infection and the eczemas. So it's a chronic inflammation of the pilosebaceous units and they are the producing the comedones, the papules, pustules, cysts and the scar and it affects the mainly the every adolescents. So acne has the equal sex incidence and tends to affect the woman earlier than the men. And although the peak age for the clinical acne is the 18 years in the both sexes, but the nowadays the even the gender differences are not more, but it's occur in the early age. The common in the boys the acne is the more severe. More occur in the trunk, but the change the now the it's a change in the even the teen ages girl, even the age of the 11 or the 12 years they are the present with the acne on the truncal area and it's because of due to the some hormonal change early hormonal change or the some because of due to the some diet which may cause the early appearance of the acne in the patients and although it's appear in the certain body areas including the face trunk back and the early buttocks because the pilosebaceous duct glands are the most present on the face but it's also present in the upper trunk the back and the buttocks sometimes real in the buttocks. So this is the histological picture of the acne in the comedones. The comedones is the not a misconcept. It is the dirt. It's the not dirt, but it's the bulk of the keratin which bulk the obstruct the hair follicles or the pilosebaceous duct. So when this comes onto the skin surface, these contain just like a black dot. So these are the open comedones and the closed comedones which are not come up to the skin surfaces. Sometimes they are the may colonize the propionine acne, so these are the causes the inflammation, and these comedones leads to the pustule, papule, and the cyst formation. Sometimes the nodules. So the majority of the patient have the family of the history of the acne. So these patients have the usually history of the seborrhea or increased oily skin. While in the male patient, there is strong. Sometimes the androgen receptors are the more active as compared to others. So this is the some the family history is usually present in the patient. The emotional stress is the not direct affect the acne or they start the acne, but they can aggravate the acne, especially the picking of the papules or the nodules. They may followed by the severe scars. The androgens plays a strong role in the acne, and especially in the female. And they are the should be suspicious or the rule out the PCOS if there is the worsening of the acne or the truncal acne with the hirsutism or the deepening of the voice. So patient should be rule out the PCOS, especially in the female, the teenage females. The drugs, there are the many drugs which causes the acneiform eruptions. These are the maybe the oral like the beta blocker, vitamin B12, ATT, anti-epileptic drugs, and the topical. These are the some steroids or the cosmetics which containing the some acneiform which leads to the acneiform eruptions. There is some difference you may find in the acne vulgaris and the drug induced acne. The drug-induced acne is the usually the monomorphic. Meaning that you may find only the same papules. When while the acne vulgus there may be papules or the pustule or the comedones are the usually present, and the occlusion and the pressure is can cause the initiate of the acne or the more aggravate, and these are the pressure occlusion in the different. Meaning if there is the forehead, the bend or the some continuous use of the mobiles may present in the acne in the neck areas. The acne mechanica is due to the mechanical pressure may lead to the acne, and it is the misconception that the acne may be aggravated or the initiated by the food, but it is not directly proportional. Sometimes the cheese may cause the acne in the, but in the our areas or our territory there is no any documented that it may lead to the any food which are especially to the acne form eruptions. The types and the severity of the acne, it's not the lesion of the acne. The mainly the type of the acne is the comedonal, papulopustular, and the nodulocystic. While the severity of the acne is the lesions, it's not the area of the involvement. Meaning, if a patient, if the more than 100 comedones and if and the second patient which have the 10 nodulocystic lesion, so the patient who has the nodulocystic acne, mean nodules, these are the more severe type of the acne as compared to the comedonal acne, because then the nodulocystic acne patient usually followed by the severe scarring, the bacterial infection, or the disfigurement of the skin. And it is very important to the it's a diagnosis the lesions, because it's a way to for the treatment options. Because if you not confirm and not identify the lesion, either it's a non-inflammatory and the inflammatory, it's very difficult to the treat into the given time to the patient. So the comedonal acne, these are the the closed comedones, the white hairs. So these due to the sebum accumulates, which results in the white papules. Sometimes they are the misdiagnosed with the milia formation. The milia is the whitish as compared to the comedones, while the comedones is the skin colored. And sometimes around the eyes, they are the misdiagnosed as the syringoma. So the closed comedones should be identified by the close examination, while the open comedones, which is due to the pulp which protrudes from the canal and turns to the, it's a dark area. So this is the not the it's a keratin which the pulp of the keratin which obstruct to the pilosebaceous duct. So this is the non-inflammatory acne, and they are usually response to the topical keratolytics, which we discussed later. So the papular pustular acne, you appreciate this pic when there are the multiple red papules are the present, and there is also the scarring the forehead. There are the comedones and the pustules are also present. So this is the papulopustular type of the acne, and sometimes they present early papular pustule, and sometimes the patient who has not treated properly of the comedonal acne, they may change into the papulopustular and may lead to the nodular lesion of the acne. The nodulocystic is the severe type of the acne, and this type of the acne is the more common in the male patient. And sometimes the face is the clear, the acne is only present on the chest and the back of the patient. So these are the soft nodules that are the secondary comedones from the repeated ruptures, and these are the encapsulation and the abscess formation. So these are the very painful and the disfiguring, and the psychological impact in this type of the acne is the more as compared to other. So these type of the patients, sometimes they are the misdiagnosis by the bacterial infection and given the some repeated oral antibiotics. So these are the temporary relief, but they are the not permanent cure. And once these are the not at the proper diagnosis and the treatment, so they may lead to the severe scar formation, especially on the back and the trunk area. And this is the very common in the male patient. Occasionally, in the few cases, may find in the female. So in this picture, this is actually a chloracne. Meaning these are due to the some contact with the some oils or the chemicals which produce the acne form eruptions. There are the different many compounds which may lead to the acneiform eruption. And this type of the acne and the acne vulgaris means these are the not confined to the acne area or the pilosebaceous duct area. Sometimes these are the present at the nape of the neck, the ankle of the jaw. So these are the again misdiagnosed, and they are the give the some antibiotics which give the partial relief, but until unless they not avoided the contact the substance, so these are the persist lesion. So again, this is the severe type of the acne, and you appreciate that these are the multiple nodules, the atrophic scars, the closed and the white comedones. So this is the close-up of the nodulocystic acne, or we also see say the acne cangulu beta. So this is the severe form of the acne. Sometimes these type of the lesion, they are the may associated with the arthritis, the fever, the bone pain, or the some systemic septum as well. So this is which is the acne fulminans, which is the due to the severe reaction occur in this patients. So again, this picture shows the severe nodulocystic acne. So you may appreciate the multiple inflammatory nodules, specules, chiefly present on the forehead and the both cheeks. So these patients usually, if not treated properly, so they usually followed by the severe atrophic and the hypertrophic scars. In the management, it's a very important. It's depend on the age, the sex, and the patient, even the financial aspect, because the some treatments are very expensive. If you so patient, the doctor should be take full history to before right to the any treatment, and the patient should be advised the important is the general measures, especially the avoiding of the some in the females now in the days the whitening creams which usually contain some steroid like substance or the acne form eruption. So patients should be avoided like the some creams, and should be avoided to the sun exposure, because the sun or the in the they can cause the hydration of the pilosebaceous duct, so they may aggravate the acne. And the oil-free moistures, and should not be applied the oil in the scalp in the daytime. So these are the some general measures which should be advised to the patient before start to the right to the treatment. And sometimes the acne often spot in clear, I mean, the patient usually give history that when sometime winter or the some change to the site or location may be clear the acne, and the failure may occur in the winter, although it's in the our setup the common in the summer season, because in the summer they may see a hydration of the pilosebaceous duct. So the more occlusion, the more the acne relapses are the common in the female. Again, the menses, because due to the premenstrual, the increased estrogen level causes the hydration of the pilosebaceous units. So scarring can be avoided by the proper treatment early in the course of the disease, and assess the psychological impact of the cosmetic disfigurements. So because in this figure, sometimes we discuss the later like the oral isotretinoin. Actually, this is the raised for the nodulocystic acne, but sometimes the patient who have the moderate acne or even the mild acne which have the relapse have the more psychological or the some depression or the anxiety. So the low dose oral isotretinoin should be started if there is no any other contraindication, because the I already said that acne is the one of the disease which causes the more severe anxiety and the depression in the patients. So in the treatment plan, there are the four major goals of the treatment: the correct abdominal follicular keratinization, the decreased sebum gland activity, the decreased follicular bacteria, the propionine acne, the inhibit the production of the extracellular inflammation. So if the acne is the mild and the lesions are the more common domes, meaning these are the non-inflammatory, the retinoids is the very good the choice to start. And for the startment of the retinoids, the things, some factors should be the rule out, or the some advice should be up to the patient, because the retinoids, these are the usually effective after 2-3 weeks application. And sometimes and the patient should be advised to take the pea size of the cream and apply the whole face. And should we avoid after the cream, should we avoid it, go to the hard work, any hard work, or go to the kitchen. And initially it can cause the irritation, the burning, the peeling of the skin. So first day patient should be applied for the 30 days and gradually increase to the time up to the whole night. If the patient present with the burning or itching sensation or more burning, it can be limited, it can be effective of even 2 hours of the application. And it should not be applied to the in the daytime because it can cause the phototoxic reaction. The adapalene is the fourth generation of the retinoids, is also more effective. And tazarotene, again, this is the more concern for the psoriasis, but very good results with the acne, but they are the more dryness and the peeling is compared to the tretinoin. So these are the act as the keratolysis and the anti-inflammatory and inactive by the UV light. So should be applied at the day and night time when the patient stop the work. Meaning there is no any work which can cause the increase the sweating, so they may cause the allergic reaction. The side effects includes the dryness, scaling, erythema, burning, irritation, and the photosensitivity. So that if there is 5 or 6 comedones, there is no inflammatory lesion, no pustular lesion. So patient should be only applied the topical retinoids at the night time. And a more important advice, meaning it affects after 2 or 3 weeks. So patient should be continue 1 month or 45 days to 2 months before they are the appearing of the effectiveness of the retinoids. If the lesions have the comedones and the pustular or the papular lesions, so they are in addition to retinoids, the topical antibiotics could be added in this. So clindamycin, erythromycin is the common topical antibiotics which are the used into the acne, the mixed acne or the acne papular pustular acne. And sometimes you give the retinoids at the daytime and the clindamycin, erythromycin give after the afternoon. But even this, your patient should be avoided to the sun exposure. And while the some creams contain the retinoids combined with the antibiotics, so the patient give a single monotherapy with the retinoids plus the clindamycin gel. So these kill the proprin acne, and the side effect include the irritation of the skin may occur. While other is the benzyl peroxide, which is the water base. These are the more decrease the side effects as compared to the clindamycin. So they are the reduce the antibiotic resistance, and the side effect includes the erythema and the dryness. The DIN-35 is a drug which are the restricted to the PCOS. It's an anti-androgen. And sometimes the female patient who have the because in the PCO patient you may not find all the symptoms in the single patient. If the patient has the nodulocystic acne, obese, even the menstrual cycles is the normal, and you may find some change into the hormonal level, so they may be labeled into the PCOS because the 2 criteria is needed for diagnosis of the PCO. And sometimes if the patient who have the repeated, they are the after good treatment and they are the relapse, so she should be ruled out for the PCOS, and the hormones including the thyroid profile should be advised in this patient. And in the DIN-35, it's maybe sometimes the patient who has the nodulocystic acne along with the PCO. So these drugs can be given with the some oral isotretinoin, and the 2 or 4 months these are the required for the DIN-35 to improvement is the seen in this patient. The other the anti-hormonal which commonly used in our setting is the spironolactone, because the spironolactone they decrease the androgen receptors, and the dose is the 50 milligram initially and for the 1 week, and then the 100 milligram for the 3 or 4 months. And it can cause some menstrual disturbance or the breast tenderness, but it's also good drug and the less side effects as compared to the DIN-35. So these drugs can be combined with the oral antibiotics, the topical retinoids, or the oral and topical antibiotics cream. The oral antibiotics includes the tetracycline. The tetracycline is now rarely used because due to the side effects, and the more is given by the doxycycline is given for the 100 milligram daily for 2 to 3 months, and the side effects include the dyspepsia, photosensitivity is the very common in this patient, so should be take after the at the night meal or after the evening. The minocycline is the more effective as compared to the doxycycline, and it can take with the food unlike the other tetracycline, and it infrequently causes the photosensitivity, and it's the more causes the vertigo. So patient should be with the lean body or the decreased body weight, especially the female, so they should be take before to going to the bed, but sometimes even the patient usually notice the vertigo. And the other common side effects which usually noticed by the minocycline is the pigmentation, the hyperpigmentation. Even the hyperpigmentation occur the acne areas and the other areas of the acne, even the interdryginous areas or the old scars, they become the hyperpigmented. So you should be key in the take in the mind, to keep in the mind about the side effects of the minocycline, although it's a very good results as compared to the doxycycline. The other antibiotic, which is the more common and more effective, is the azithromycin. And the azithromycin, we usually give the dose the 500 milligram daily for the 3 days per week, and the duration along the 4 or the 6 weeks. Meaning 3 days per 4 weeks are the escape, and the give 3 days repeated. And also is a very good if there is a more patient if the white skin or the pigmented skin, you should be start the amox and the azithromycin. So this is the chart which shows the treatment of the papulopustular acne along with the retinoids, the anti-topical antibiotics, hormonal therapy. I already discussed the DIAN 35, the spironolactone 100 milligram daily is the very good effective for the patient who have the signs of the PCOS. So nodulocystic acne is the only indication after 2 use of the oral isotretinoin. And this is the only drug which affects the 4 pathogenic factors that contribute the acne. But there are some restrictions, some the misconcept and that of the oral isotretinoin, which should be the clearly. It's important to before the start of the oral isotretinoin, patient should be take history about the acne, the duration of the acne and the lesion of the acne, because the more effective in the nodulocystic acne earlier as compared to the comedona acne, and it should be give to the night time because the day may cause the photosensitivity, but if the low dose in the morning and the high dose in the give into the evening, meaning if the patient and is to start from the 0.5 milligram to 0.7 milligram, 7.5 milligram per kg, and the total cumulative dose is the 120 milligram to 150 milligram per kg. And other about the some the about the oral isotretinoin, because it can cause the severe cutaneous as well as the systemic side effects. So patient usually they stop the treatment if the patient do not the counsel about the drugs which how it acts and how the side effects is the present. So the patient usually they are the stop the intermittently, because if there is no even the peeling of the skin or there is a dryness, meaning it's not effective. So patients should be counseled about the side effects which can occur with the oral isotretinoin. And some the patient which they are the usually well treated or the well effective within 1 to 2 months, they are the stop the oral isotretinoin, so they are the come with the recurrence of the acne. So at the start of the nodulocystic acne with the oral steroid, patient should be counseled that it take for the 4 to 6 months according to the patient weight. But it's usually the 50 milligram, I think that is about the 5 to 6 months. And it important to before they start the oral isotretinoin, take the brief history regarding the diverticulitis, hypertension, or the cardiac disease in the patient, because they may change to the lipid profile. And if their patient is obese, it should be good to check the lipid profile before and to start the oral isotretinoin. And the side effects in the female, the more side effects is the backache and the diffuse hair loss. So these are the side effects which may be patient presented So this is the very good drug if the and they are the start with the good patient and knows about the how it's take, and it should be take with the fatty meal. So the post-acne scar, the scars on the face, neck, and other clearly visible areas, so they may cause feeling of the unattackedness. So initially, I said that the patient should be the patient if the mild acne, mild to moderate acne, and they are the relapse. So the oral isotretinoin, the only the drug which decrease the chance of the acne scarring. So patient, even sometimes we to give the oral antibiotics or the topical antibiotics earlier, so to wait the oral to start the oral isotretinoin. But if the patient have the some psychological impact, so it should be even it's not harm if there no any contraindication, we can start the oral strychnine in the primary treatment to prevent the scar formation. So scar can start to restrict daily life and damage the confidence. So this is very severe. I say there's a anxiety and the depression the acne patients. The common scars, the raised hypertrophic scar, while in the acne there are the atrophic scar. There are the three types of the scars in the present the acne: the box-like scar, the ice pick scar, and these are the scars which are the scars. So, but sometimes the patient they are the notice the all three types of the scars in the present, but some they have the they are the box-like scar, the usually common they are the present. While the overgrowing scar, the keloid formation, they may, the patient who have the severe nodulocystic acne, they have the tendency to the keloid formation, especially the shoulder areas and the chest. The acne scars, although there are the more now in the days, the surgical treatment or the interventional treatments, the more are advised in the patient as compared to the early in the days. But even the acne scar, they are good managed by the topical agent like the contraputic gel, which contain the extract cypri, heparin, allantoin. So these soften the scars. Even these the contraputic gel mixed with the retinoids, they have the good effects because the once the patient and there is a peeling and also the normalize the acne scars. So other options which we treat the acne scars, the micro needling. So different the derma rollers or the Dr. Pen, the micro needles are the use. So these these are the contain the needles which which injury to the skin, and they are the produce the collagen and normalize the skin and the new skin. And there are the different levels of the derma roller and the different length of the derma needles of the derma roller available in the market from the 0.5 millimeter to 2.5 millimeter. Even the 0.5 or the 1 millimeter patient can be used into the home by the home himself or the herself. While if there the deeper scar, the 1.5 mm, so it should be the patient give the local anesthetic, and it should be these are the procedure, these are by the dermatologist. So light, maybe they are the painful, and sometimes the pigmentation may be followed by the after the micro needle. But these are the very good treatment regime, and these are the not so expensive as others. The facial peels and the different facial peels which have the mild to moderate scars are very important. The common the peels which we are used is the glycolic acid, which is the superficial peel, and the 30 to 50% is a very effective, and it's applied it's every week or the after 2 weeks. And while the TCA is a deeper peel, and when the scars are the deeper, so the TCA is a very good, and they may cause irritation, burning sensation, secondary infections, the common, and patient after the peel should be avoided to the sun exposure. So these peels are the very good effective for the mild to the moderate acne scars. While the microdermabrasion is the exfoliate the skin by the deabrade the skin. So these are the some substance which deabrade the skin, and sometimes the combination of the these treatment may be used in the same patient. Meaning 1 week you can use the peel and after 2 weeks you can buy the derma roller or the micro needle. The other is the derma filler, which hyaluronic acid, the lasers, the common laser, which are the ablative and the non-ablative. Ablative lasers, which the remove the disease skin and initiate the collagen formation, while the non-ablative, which induces the collagen formation. The punch excision is the we punch the excision, the acne scar, and the lift up and the stitch up, while the grafting, we remove the scar and we graft the skin from the any other body area, but submission is the remove of the scar and the lift of the skin. So these are the different procedures which we use, but the common in the our area is the more the micro needling and the peels, and these are the common some modalities which use the treatment of the acne scar. But one more important thing, the patient should be counseled. Its results is around to 50 to 70%, and there are the, if the acne is the recurrence, the scar may be recurrence. So the sometimes the patient has their hypothesis that there is some dramatic results even the single application or even in the single procedure. So patient should be advised of the counseling, the outcome of the results, or the time which required to the give results of the acne. And some of the other, if there is treatment like the photodynamic therapy, which is now rarely used, and even the micro needling with PRP is the very good results, especially if they're not responding to the acne scars by these modalities. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Saab. It's very informative and useful content, and I hope very useful for all the doctors. Dr. Saab, we have some questions in our chat box. If you answer.
Just mostly is the voice which can't be heard by some participant.
जी वॉइस थोड़ी लेकिन बाद में सही हो गई थी कुछ क्वेश्चंस जो है वो आप देखिएगा डॉक्टर्स के आए हैं.
So one question is very much, is there any correlation between the marriage and the acne? There is no direct correlation because but sometimes some cosmetics are after the marriage hormonal change may lead to the acne. So there is a fast problem. One is how do you treat the stone-borne acne on the neck? It's usually due to some direct contact with the substance. I mean, any pressure or the friction, it should be avoided. And sometimes the comedones or the present or retinoids can be helpful in this type of the acne. The safe topical therapy in the pregnancy is the erythromycin. The erythromycin gel and the benzoyl peroxide are very safe in the pregnancy. The isotretinoin, it's again depend on the patient of the weight, and it's usually start by the 0.5 milligram per kg. But the patient with the severe acne, it can be start with the 1 milligram per kg. So rapidly working. The side effects of the oral isotretinoin is the cutaneous, the systemic, the cutaneous side effects, the cheilitis or the severe the eczematis occur into the lips, the peeling of the skin, the epistaxis. Sometimes there is the patient with the female patient usually notice some hair fall or the backache. Yes, the simultaneously we can treat the acne scar and the acne by the combination of the topical tretinoin and the contrabutyl gel. It's a very good effect, but patient you should be wait for 2 to 3 minutes to and get the results. The acne in the treatment, the erythromycin, only the benzyl peroxide, the safe into the pregnancy, especially the first trimester. And so the good question is during the oral isotretinoin patient should be give these avoid the intensive treatment like the microneedling or any ablative treatment because they may cause the scar, the hypertrophic scar even, and they may causes the some viral infection, especially the herpes infection. So patient should be avoided the any ablative procedure when the patient in the oral isotretinoin. The drugs which are interactive with the oral tretinoin, the patient should be avoided the tetracycline or the minocyclines or with the tretinoin because they may cause the benign intracranial hypertension. So patient should be avoided these types of drugs and so may cause the base laser for the acne scars is the CO2 laser, ablative and the non-ablative is depend upon the type of the acne. The steroids, it can be effective in the acne when there is a more inflammation. Sometimes the nodulocystic acne, there are the more inflammation. So we give the tapering dose of the oral strychnine along with the antibiotics and the oral low dose of the oral strychnine, but it should be taper off within the 1 or 2 weeks. So the oral strychnine, because the oral strychnine usually effective after 2 to 3 weeks. The frictional CO2 laser is very good for the acne. The problem with the frictional CO2 laser is the post-inflammatory hyperpigmentation, especially if the patient with skin type 1 or 2. Vitamin A role is a good role in the treatment, but is the oral isolate, which is the modified, while not the, even you take the junk food, which the food which containing the vitamin is a no direct effect with the acne. Yes, there is a teratogenic effect, so the retina should be avoided, even the topical in the patient who have the pregnant or going to the pregnant. The contrabutase gel and isotretinoin should be applied at the night time. So initially, I already said because it should be applied for the half an hour, then 1 hour, 2 hour. So because the patient, they have the decrease the side effects. If the patient applied are the just like the pea size. Yes, the hypertrophic or the acne cyst, it should be treated by the intralineal steroids and the triamcinolone 10 milligram diluted with the 30 units of the xylocaine. So it's very effective in the nodules of the acne. There is no direct role of the vitamin E in the treatment of the acne. In our Asian skin, because there is no any, there is the variation in the type of the skin, but there are some hormonal changes or the diet. So in our set of the acne is the more severe is compared to the European skin because due to some diet and the hormones. And it's over sun exposure or some topical medication which may aggravate the acne. There is there is no documented that the oral retinoids on the male fertility, but it should be avoided during when the patient taking the oral retinoids. So patient should be avoided to the main intercourse or the some safe apply the some safe objects. While there is no any documented data, it can cause some side effects when the patient male taking the retinoid, so it affects to the fetus. For how long should the retinoid its use be? Maybe 120 milligram to 150 milligram per kg of the cumulative dose. And sometimes even I think 2 or 3 patients, they are usually notice the recurrence of the acne, even the complete itself. So the low oral may be restarted in this patient if there is no any contraindication. There is side effect of microneedling. There is sometimes there are the post-inflammatory pigmentation and the pain, or there is the herpes infection may occur after the migraine. So patient should be keep the applying the sunblock. The difference between keloid and hypertrophic scar, the keloid is the usually present at the chest or the shoulders, while the hypertrophic scar, the usually present at the site of the injury. They are the confined to the site of the injury, while the keloid may be increased as compared to the hypertrophic scar. Yes, there are the different studies which are going on the retinoid with the plus dox, but the retinoid therapy is combined with the azithromycin is the very good as compared to the doxycycline, and you give the doses of the azithromycin along with the oral isotretinoin. If in SLE with the patient vitamin A, because vitamin A is the anti-carcinogenic effect, it cannot increase the chances of the neoplasia in the SLE patient. Yes, sometimes the patient which are the relapse after the complete the oral isotretinoin, so you should be rule out the PCOs or any others the drugs which may initiate the relapse of the acne. It's a depend of the because the anti-acne treatment cream you can be used for 2 to 3 months, but sometimes like the retinoids can cause the side effects. So the only the benzyl peroxide is very safe. It can be used for the 3 to 6 months without any side effects. There is no direct the role of the food in the acne. Sometimes they are the says the cheese or the chocolate, but there is no any documented the study presented to there is a role of the food with the acne. But the sometimes the steroid and the nodulocystic acne is the depend upon the severity of the acne, but it's usually be give for to low dose 0.5 milligram per kg and usually about the 4 to 6 weeks. Meaning you start from the 4 tablets and the taper the 1 tablet per week, and 1 tablet should be can be continue until unless the inflammation is the decreased. The face wash, they are the only the salicylic acid face wash or the face wash which have the anti-acne preparation. So they decrease the seborrhea. So these are the indirectly decrease the severity of the acne. Although these are the some not the direct any role of the face wash to the acne, but the decrease the oiliness of the seborrhea. So these are the beneficial in the treatment of the acne. Yes, the humidity, it can cause the aggravate the patient who have the already seborrhea, so increase humidity, it can cause the hydration of the pilosebaceous duct, so they may worsen the acne. There is no effect of the smoking on the acne. Increase water intake, these are the indirectly proportion, but there is no any because the dehydration or other things which may aggravate the acne, but there is no direct about the decrease or the increased water intake. The non-drug treatment of the acne patient should be the cleanness of the face, should be applied, should be avoid to apply the cream, especially the whitening creams, or there should be some any object which can cause it should be avoided, or the oiling in the daytime. The role of the PRP in the acne scar is very good, especially if we do in the with the micro needling. Comment, these are the even the retinoids effect in the comedonal black and the comedones, but it should be by the extracted by the comedonal extractor. So along with the way you give the 1 month therapy with the retinoids and then you use the comedone extractor to remove the comedones. The serum and the oils, these are the not to reduce the directly reduce the acne. Some patient may be beneficial or give the good response to the acne. Yes, the glycolic acid, the superficial scar, the glycolic acid is much because the salicylic acid, the more causes the irritation and the burning as compared to glycolic acid. The 10% glycolic acid can be applied with the at the night time. Even the 30% glycolic acid may cause a mild irritation. So, they can cause a peeling of the skin, and the superficial scars may be the good response to the glycolic acid. Yes, there is a role in the azelaic acid. The good role is in the comedones and the pigmentation. So azelaic acid can be combined with the topical antibiotics, even the topical retinoids, but it can cause the more peeling, more the dryness of the skin. But if you patient the good counseling with the patient, so you can start the azelaic acid along with the topical antibiotics or the topical retinoids. In the differentiation from the acne and the rosacea, there is a erythema usually present in the papulopustular lesion with the acne. There is the acne rosacea is also variant of the acne where there is the acne plus rosacea is the present. Yes, niacinamide, these are the zinc, these are the even good results with the acne, but these are the very good when there's acne rosacea. I mean, there's erythema or inflammation or there is the facial swelling. So these are the very good. Yes, should be the electrolytes should be done when you start the spironolactone. And if there is if the potassium is increased, so you should be the food contains the increased potassium should be avoided. And the low dose, I think it's not any change into the electrolytes level. So 50 milligram daily for the 4 months, the good results without give any the side effects. The patient, the pregnant with the severe acne, the azithromycin, the safe in the pregnancy can be used in the acne. Yes, the acne, the PCOS, or the patient who has the severe acne, there are some association like the hidradenitis suppurativa, dissecting cellulitis of the scalp, and these are the association which may present the acne. The common session of the micro is usually the 4 or the 6 session of the micro needle required mild to moderate acne scar for the 50 to 60% is usually give the good results. There is no side effect of the contrabutix with the combination of the pimple gel. There is, yes, it can cause the local dryness or the peeling of the skin, but the dryness, if the peeling occurs, so these are the, and directly give good results to the effect to the scars. So more peeling, more the scars, is the improving.
Irfan, thank you very much. It's a very interactive session, and it's too many questions. Shows audience interest, and very good presentation, and appropriately answered all the questions.
It's a very good, I think, informative session, and I hope it's continue in the future. So thanks to you and all the participants who get the good response and the good question. Thank you all.
Thank you very much, Doctor. Thank you so much. We will end this session here.